currently on the line with Kel Jam. He's another musician that reached out about the interview session. So I'm going to go ahead and give him the chance to introduce himself.
Hi guys, I'm Kel James. I'm an independent country musician, currently based in Sheffield.
All right. Well, thank you so much for reaching out. I appreciate it. So let's go ahead and talk about how this all started for you. Tell me about when you first came in contact with music. What about it do you feel connected to your personality?
So yeah, I've only been really playing music for the last 12 years, but I got introduced to music at a very young age, like we all do. Um, Growing up in Florida, I was introduced to country music. Um, we used to go out quite a lot in the car and listen to country music radio stations. And after watching a movie called Walk the Line, which is the biopic of Johnny Cash, I basically just fell in love with it. And when I was 15, my foster carers bought me a guitar, and I haven't really put it down since.
All right. So it sounds like a lot of your influence to get into music came from, the influence of watching Johnny Cash. Were you also into that style of music and everything? That's what kind of motivated that direction?
Yeah. So the weird thing is, when I was a teenager, first getting into music, I was more into heavy metal and rock, and that side of things. And yeah, I spent most of my time learning pop songs and rock songs and all that sort of thing, just to kind of do the generic pub gigs. Um, but it's only really in the last year and a half, really, that I started really writing my own music and moving more towards the country genre.
Okay, so tell me a bit about that process. Obviously, as you mentioned, you started kind of developing into a different style before you kind of landed on what you found your passion in. What was that process like? Was there something specific that drew you to country music aside from the influence of Johnny Cash, or was it just kind of maturing in your songwriting?
I think it was really maturing in my songwriting and my vocal range as well. So I noticed a lot of people saying to me that I have quite an American country twang to my voice. I was like, oh, I didn't really realize that. And when I started writing music, the thing I love about country music is the storytelling behind it, the way that it just um, t- it, I know I've listened to a lot of pop music, and especially modern day pop music, and there is some modern country music that I'm not too keen on because it's just about partying and drinking and all this sort of stuff. Um, but yeah, I just really resonated with the storytelling side of things, and yeah, it just progressed from there really.
Okay, and so tell me a bit about that songwriting process. Did you just immediately kind of imagine yourself as just a solo singer songwriter type person, or did you have a vision of like a larger contemporary lineup?
So I never thought of myself as a singer songwriter until I released my first album this year. I always just wrote music as kind of therapy, because I've suffered with a lot of mental health issues in my life as well, through traumas that I've been through. And I just thought, well, nobody's going to want to listen to this. This is just basically trauma dumping. But yeah, so I decided late last year when I got sober for sober for a bit, I would give it a go and just release it. And if people liked it, they liked it. If they didn't, they didn't. Um, but yeah, people seem to be really enjoying it, and um, yeah, hopefully it's helping people.
Okay, so let's talk a bit about that period of time where you're just kind of experimenting with writing and I assume recording. Tell me a bit about like that process, getting comfortable with it. Were you just doing like demo recordings at home kind of thing, or was it just writing and keeping it in memory? What was your kind of creative process like?
So I did a bit. I did something that I'd say is a little bit insane. To be fair, I said in January, on January 1st, I'm gonna write and release an album, and I'm gonna release it by March 5th. I had one song written at the time and no budget for it, but I found a friend who was willing to record it for £20 an hour in his bedroom recording studio, which was awesome. But I always find that I work better under stress and under pressure as well, and I do need to learn how to sit down and write songs and go back to the songs if they're not finished, because the way I've always done it is that if the song's not written within the 20 to 30-minute period, I put it away and then I completely forget to go back to it. So it's like,
That's
I've got so many songs on the back burner right now. It's like I just never find time to go back to them.
yeah, that's an impressive turnaround to write and then record an album within 2 months. How long was the album?
It was 8 tracks. Yeah, it was only solo acoustic. There's one song on the album, "Riding Out a Hurricane," which has backing vocals and backing band as well, like lead guitar and bass and drums and all that sort of stuff. But the rest of it is just myself on an acoustic guitar.
Sure. I mean, that's still respectable. 8 songs in 2 months. That's no small feat.
Well, thank you.
So you mentioned that you work well under pressure, but tell me a bit about like the content of the writing. Like, what did you feel like you had to get out? What was the story about?
So it's different for each song. Um, I feel like I have to feel something before I can just sit down and write it. I've tried to write generic songs about partying and all that sort of stuff, but it just doesn't feel authentic. So it's like um, most of my songs are just about my life and things that I've lived through and dealt with in my life. Um, like "The Devil and I," which I'm promoting at the moment, is a song about depression and suicide, um, suicidal thoughts and alcoholism and all that sort of stuff, which I've struggled with for my whole adult years. And I've written a song about my daughter and about a hurricane that I went through last year. Like it's all just stories about what I've been through and what I've witnessed in life, and hopefully I can inspire other people to listen to it and hopefully get some help from it and support.
Yeah, that's cool. Completely respect that. The whole storytelling in music, I think, is one of the reasons that music resonates so well with people. Um, so tell me a bit about what your like strategy is now. Are you just gonna continue to write stuff and do another 8 songs in 2 months kind of thing, or are you planning on getting out and doing shows and playing around a bit?
So yeah, I did a tour this year with my album around the UK and Europe. I planned the whole UK bit myself, but I got a tour manager to do the European side of it. Um, I learned a lot about from writing my first album and touring it. I learned a lot of what not to do. So I'm taking that into this next album. I've currently got 4 songs written for this next album. Recording them at the moment with a friend. It's going to be more produced than the first, so all of the songs will be with backing guitar and drums and all that sort of stuff. There might be one or two on there that's just stripped back solo acoustic, but the majority will be more lively and a bigger sound so that it can reach more people. In this day and age, you kind of need to move with the times. But yeah, I'm going to be doing a method that I learned called a waterfall method, which is releasing each song individually, um, instead of just releasing a whole album in one go.
Sure, sure. Um, so tell me about where you see this project. Like, what do you want to accomplish with your music in like 5 or 10 years?
So I'm very ambitious. I've got a PR company at the moment who's helping me out with a lot of stuff. So getting my songs on radios, getting on podcasts with people like yourself, um, and also just getting my music out there. I had the Devil and I played in a radio station in South Africa early on today, which was quite exciting to see. Um, but yeah, just I want this next tour to be bigger and better and reach more people to try and my whole goal in the music is to get to a point where I'm successful with it in the sense that I'm traveling the world, playing my own music to people on stages, and a lot of people know who I am, so that I can, because I want to inspire other people who are in the same boat as me at the moment, where I'm really struggling to pay rent and bills, and I'm living in a shared house. I can't even afford to record my songs really. Um, so I'm very fortunate. I have friends who are able to support me in those sorts of areas. Um, but I just want people to know that no matter what their dream is, no matter what they want to do, they can achieve it, and their situation now doesn't have to affect where they're going to be in 20, 30 years time. Um, but yeah, I want to push it as much as possible so that I can support as many people as possible, basically.
Yeah, that's great. I mean, I think it's healthy to have ambitions and, to push yourself as far as you're comfortable pushing yourself. I think that's great.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
definitely.
So, on that note, what do you feel is the motivation behind that? What do you think has happened to you in your life that is driving you to pursue that?
I've just experienced a lot of. I didn't have the best childhood growing up. My father was a very abusive person, and my mum passed away when I was quite young. So I went into foster care at quite well as a teenager, and I got heavily into drugs and alcohol, and yeah, just trying to escape life. Um, Went through a lot of issues with depression and suicidal thoughts, and attempting it a few times. And basically, it's just life sucks for a lot of people, and if if I can be the reason that someone smiles today, or someone picks up a guitar, or somebody writes a song, or somebody paints a picture, or brings some sort of beauty to their life or someone else's, then that's amazing for me. Um, yeah, it's quite important to support others and do that sort of thing. Everybody's got a story.
Well, I'm glad you pushed through to get to the point where you're making art and finding solutions for some of those problems. I think that's great. Um,
Absolutely.
so, where can people find you and check you out and follow along in your journey?
So I am very active on social media, mainly on Facebook at the moment. I'm trying to learn how to use Instagram a lot because apparently I'm an old man, even though I'm 28, um, because I use Facebook. But yeah, I'm on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. You can find all my music on Spotify, Amazon Music, wherever you stream your music. You can find it on there. If you really want to support me as an artist, you can buy my album on vinyl through Elastic Stage. Just go to elasticstage.com and type in Washing Down by Kellen James. Um, and just keep following, keep sharing. I'm currently in a chart war at the moment on the radio station with my song. Um, and it's really annoying. Just before this phone call, I was looking at it, and the song that's above me, right at the top of the charts, is AI generated
Oh
and has
no.
and it's like, my heart, like, and it's called Cat Lady, and it's about cat, and I'm like, this is depressing, man. Like, there's so many great songs on this chart by independent artists, and the person at top is a AI generated thing.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. Although,
Yeah,
I feel like that's going to be a more and more common story as we move into our new
and it's
reality.
sad. It's really sad. And don't get me wrong, I'm all for supporting people to get their message out there in whatever capacity that looks like. But it's not everybody can play an instrument, not everybody can sing. But at the end of the day, it's there's people out there who are working really, really, really hard for their craft and for their music, and paying a lot of money to go to to record their music. And promote it and get it out there. And then there's these people who are putting a prompt into a computer, and within less than 5 minutes, they've got a hit song that's reaching thousands of people.
It's wild. Yeah.
It's depressing.
Um,
Like,
well, that is a great message in itself, but I always like to give the person I'm interviewing the opportunity to put out their last word and a message. So, what is something that you want people to hear?
absolutely. Just don't give up. It's never too late to restart or keep going with whatever you're doing. The only time it's too late is when you give up. So just keep going, keep supporting other people and yourself, and get support if you need it. It's if you need to talk. There are people out there who care and want to listen. But yeah, just keep on keeping on.